Hey, what's up, family? This is Family First Sports. Hope you guys are having a great day. I am known as Gen X Cowboy. Been a Cowboy fan for 50 some odd years, and I am looking forward to getting to the show. So let's get into it. What we're going to talk about today, man, we're going to talk about them Eagles, how we got smoked today, and a couple of things I want to go over. And I want to also break down something very important. Is Michael Parsons the Dak Prescott on defense? I'm going to show you what I mean by that when I give y'all these stats, okay? And we're going to talk about Dak Prescott too as well. And there's some things that we need to talk about as far as holding people accountable for what they are and what they do. I think there's a lot of babysitting going on as far as Dak Prescott with content creators, with news. I think they do a lot of babysitting out here. And I want to make sure you guys know exactly the numbers so we can hold these players accountable. See, where I come from, nobody's bigger than the star. I don't care. I don't fall in love with players. I love the star, the Dallas Cowboys. Players come and go. I root for those players, but they come and go. I'm a Dallas Cowboy. I've been a 50-year Cowboy fan, and I'm going to show you guys some stats that are going to blow your mind about Dak Prescott and Michael Parsons. All right, let's get to the game, guys. The Cowboys lose 41-7 to the Eagles. They got their ass tore up. Listen, man, I really need people to understand what's happening here with Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, for the past 5 games, he went 4-1, and we got hyped up. I was one of them. I ain't gonna lie. I was one of them. I was saying how the players wasn't quitting on him, and Mike Zimmer's got the defense playing well, and I totally forgot who they were playing. We were playing cupcakes, and then the Eagles brought us all back to reality. All of us back to reality, because see, when we're playing teams over 500, that's the results that we get. We get blowed out. We don't get these tough games that we win and we're good. Now, we beat the Buccaneers. I will give them that. I'm not going to hold it on that. We did beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That one game I'm going to give you. The other games over 500 teams, we either getting blowed out or we're losing. We're losing every time. And that's Mike McCarthy. And we're talking about bringing Mike McCarthy back. That game showed you. That was a resume of showing you why not to bring Mike McCarthy back. Did you see the play on 3rd and 1? I think the score was like 7-7. 3rd and 1. Rico Dowdle's running good. Cooper Rush throws a bomb. He calls a go pattern to the new guy. And Cooper Rush just totally sails it. Just totally sails it. Let me say this about Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush gonna look good for a little bit, and then he gonna turn back into Cooper Rush, right? Because we get hyped up. We like and I want y'all to calm down about Cooper Rush and how better he is than Dak. No, he's not. He's not better than Dak. He is not better than Dak. Stop that right now, all right? And I'm not a Dak hater, but I stay on Dak. I get on Dak, but But nah, really, I'm one of the people who hold Dak accountable. And Cooper Rush, he's not even in this category. Cooper Rush is terrible. He has solid games. He's a backup. You can't keep a backup in there for too long, right? So you're going to see him turn back into Cooper Rush. See, the thing about a backup can look good in some short-term playing. He looks great. But if you keep him in there long, he turns back into who he is. Cooper Rush turned back into Cooper Rush. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. All right, now back to Mike McCarthy. The play calling that he did, that 3rd and 1 was a terrible call. But before that, we were 7-7. Everything is, we got the Eagles on the ropes. We get the ball, we go 3 and out. He do 3 run plays to Rico Dowdle. When Cooper Rush got somewhat of a hot hand, because he just walked them down the field. But he didn't do that. He went ahead and ran the ball 3 straight times and can give the Eagles back the ball. Terrible play calling. Just terrible play calling. That's Mike McCarthy. And somebody explained to me, why would you put Trey Lance in the game and 2 minutes left in the game? It's a 41-7 score. Why would Trey Lance go? If I were Trey Lance, I wouldn't even go in the game. You couldn't pay me to go in the game. I'd have said, nah, man, I'm not doing that. You're a damn fool. You gonna send this man in the game with 2 minutes left on a 41-7 blowout when the Eagles took their players out 10 minutes before that? Why? If you ain't got enough balls to tell Jerry, man, go sit your old ass down somewhere. then you don't need to be the coach. You don't need to be the coach. You can't tell me that's Jerry doing that. That's got to be you, bruh. That's your call. That's your call. And I'm not no big proponent of Trey Lance. I'm not a Trey Lance fan. But you gonna put this man in the game with 2 minutes left in the game and a 41-7 blowout? How embarrassing is that? How embarrassing? Could you give me? Could you make anything more uncomfortable or more embarrassing by putting him in at that point? If I was Trey Lance, you couldn't put me in the game at 2 minutes left. I'd have said, hell nah. Nah, bro. Cut me. Y'all gonna cut me anyway. Cut me. Terrible move by the Cowboys to go get Trey Lance, have him for 2 years, pay him all this money, use a 4th round pick, and don't even play the guy. Don't even play the guy in a blowout. That's sad, man. That's just ridiculous. But that's who they are. That's who the Cowboys are. But that's one thing. We gonna move on from this game. It was embarrassing. Saquon Barkley running over 2,000 yards. We had a shot to go get Saquon Barkley. We didn't take it. We had a shot to go get Henry. We didn't take it. And you're paying for it. Everything that's happening to us is because of Jerry Jones, our GM. And I don't think it's just Jerry Jones. I think it's a whole bunch of them. Because you ain't going to tell me no 80-something 5-year-old man. I don't know how old Jerry is, but you're not going to tell me this man is making all these decisions and doing all of this stuff. I think he makes the final decisions, but it's other people who bringing stuff to him. So I think as a whole, I think they're kind of like dropping the ball. Because there's no way you didn't go get Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry, the 2 best running backs in the free agent market in a while. We need a running back, and you don't do anything. All right, but I want to talk about something different now. We got the Eagles game out the way. I ain't even going to spend a lot of time on that today. I want to talk about Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons, how similar they are when big games happen. When I say big games, I'm talking playoffs, all right? Got some numbers for y'all guys. You know I'm a number guy, right? Did you guys know that Dak Prescott has a losing record against 500 teams? He has a playoff QB rating of 91.3. That sounds great, doesn't it? 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That sounds fantastic. Until you break down the playoffs. And I don't have time to do it right now, but in each one of those playoff games, besides a couple of them, he was playing from behind because he did so bad in the beginning. So he had those empty calorie stats. You know those stats Shannon Sharp you talk about on First Take? Empty calorie stats? That's where he got them from. That's why that rating is up there, 91.3. 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Now I'm going to give you the last 2 playoff games that Dak played in. Against San Francisco and Green Bay. He has a QB rating of 42, right? He has a losing record with teams over 500 overall. And he counts $95 million against the cap next year. $95 million against the cap. Okay? Now, we just paid this man a boatload of money. His last 2 playoff games, he has an overall QBR of 42. All right? Now, that's Dak Prescott. Now, let's talk about Micah Parsons. Now, let me give you some numbers on Micah Parsons. Ooh, y'all gonna like this. All right. Since Micah Parsons has been back, right? Since he came back from injury this year, he has 47 pressures. I wrote this down to make sure I understood. I remember this. 47 pressures, number 1 in the league. 8.5 sacks, again, number 1 in the league. And the Cowboys lead the league in sacks and turnovers since Micah Parsons is back from injury. That's fantastic, right? Then I looked at his last 4 playoff games. And Micah Parsons' last 4 playoff games, which we call big games. Micah Parsons got 8 solo tackles, 10 assists, and 1 sack. Now, we're about to pay this man about $200 million next year. But in big games, he has the same problem that Dak Prescott got. They don't show up. They don't show up against teams above 500. They disappear. Both of them. We got one on offense and we got one on defense. Now, Michael Parsons still writing his story. Dak 8 years in. This will be year 9, ain't it, for Dak? So Michael Parsons still writing his story on this. But it ain't looking good, brother. And see, here's the issue. Somebody needs to tell him this. I know he knows. I know he knows already, but somebody needs to say it in the media. Micah, in the last 4 playoff games, you got 8 solo tackles, 10 assists, and 1 sack. Can you change that this year? When are you going to change that? See, put it out there. Put it out there for everybody to hear and know and see, and maybe he'll do something about it. But right now, it ain't looking good, bro. Today, you had 2 overall tackles. I don't give a damn about no pressure. You had 2 tackles, bro. 2 tackles. I give you all the credit in the world last week for coming and playing hard, even though there ain't nothing out there. But this week, it's like you mailed it in. It looks like you mailed it in. I'm just keeping it real, man. Nobody's bigger than the star. I don't fall in love with players. I'm down with the star. I'm down with the Dallas Cowboys. I was here before Jerry. I was here with Tom Landry. I was here with Robert Newhouse, Tony Dorsett, Roger Staubach, Hollywood Henderson, Billy Joe Dupree, Preston Pearson, Tony Hill. I'm old school Cowboy. So players don't matter to me. I'm gonna root for you while you're here, but I'm not gonna fight. When you do wrong, I'm gonna hold you accountable. That's what we gotta do. We can't be falling in love with these guys. You got guys in Dak Prescott, they got damn near Dak Prescott tattoos on. You can't say nothing bad about Dak Prescott. I wouldn't be surprised if they pull their shirt up as a tattoo of Dak on their damn chest. As soon as you hold Dak accountable, they coming for everybody. Oh, it ain't Dak's fault. It's the offensive line fault. They ain't blocking right. Oh, it ain't the offensive line fault this time. It's the wide receivers. They ain't running the right route. Oh, no. It's Mike McCarthy's fault because he ain't calling the right plays. It ain't never his fault. We ain't gonna never hold Dak accountable for nothing. It's always somebody else's fault. When he turn it over in the red zone, it's somebody else's fault. The way he played this year, it's everybody else's fault. Come on, guys. We got to stop babysitting. Stop babysitting these players, man. Hold them accountable. And I'm just giving you real numbers now. Real numbers. A 42 QB rating against the 49ers in Green Bay the last 2 games. And we want to blame Mike McCarthy and the wide receivers in the line for that? That's what we doing? When he has chances to win the game and he don't do nothing, we ain't gonna say nothing about that. I know it's a team sport, but that's the man we paying the money, right? He counts $95 million against the cap next year. $95 million. And now we about to pay Michael Parsons $200 million, and he has 8 solo tackles and 1 sack in 4 playoff games. And I understand he said, I take a cut. I love that about him, and I appreciate that. But brother, I need you to step your game up. In big games, I need you to step your game up. When you play teams over 500, where are you? Where are you? You want to be compared to the TJ Watts and the Myles Garretts of the league. Where are you? Because I see TJ Watt in big games. I see when he steps up. I don't see it from you though, bro. I see you playing regular season now. You eat. Oh, you gonna eat in the regular season. Yes, sir. You gonna have a smorgasbord in the regular season. The playoffs, though. What, you going on a diet on the playoffs? You fasting on the playoffs? I need you to eat like you do in the regular season. Now we got to hold Dak and these guys, our two gonna be your most expensive players. We got to hold them accountable. And that's what this whole post is about. This whole show is about. It's holding people accountable. I would love Brian Flores as our head coach next year. I'm going to keep saying that. Brian Flores is my #1 candidate for our head coaching job next year. Get him in the building. Have him change it around to help Dak Second choice, believe it or not, I'll be okay with Kellen Moore coming back to help Dak, because somebody need to help him. Somebody obviously need to help Dak. He's had experience with Kellen Moore. We've had the number one offense, 2 or 3 years with Kellen Moore? So he has some kind of rapport with him. Maybe that can help him. That's the only reason why I want Kellen Moore back. We keep Mike Zimmer, bring Kellen Moore back as a head coach. We can do that if we don't do Brian Flores. Because I want Brian Flores. I really want Brian Flores. Get this man another shot, man. Quit blackballing the man and get this man another shot in the NFL to be something. Because he had Miami going on the right path. Look how Minnesota look, man. And he's going to bring a young, talented offensive coordinator with him, probably out of Minnesota. Look how they got Sam Darnold playing. Sam Darnold? I just want us to change, man. I need a change. It can't be the same status quo. Jerry just happy he making money. That's what it looked like to me. He's very happy that he is rolling in the dough. Losses really don't affect him. It don't. He can sit there and tell you all this stuff. I remember one time he said he'll pay any amount of money. Your actions don't match your words, sir. It don't. You saying that makes no sense when you don't go out and get players like Saquon Barkley and Henry, and you don't go hire coaches, big-time coaches, like Jim Harbaugh, how he can change the culture. You don't do any of that. You hold the pennies on the coaches, and you just want to run things like you want to run things. So quit lying to us, and don't get me started with the all in. I'm gonna go ahead and leave now, because don't get me going on that. I'm gonna rant on that all in crap. How you just played with us, how you tried us Dallas Cowboy fans with that all in statement, and we went, as soon as you said that, we went crazy and we went to buying more merchandise and buying tickets and all this stuff, and you did nothing. But I digress. Hey man, thank you guys for coming in. I want to thank my 87 subscribers, man. I really, really appreciate y'all. You guys don't know how important you are to me. I'm going to continue to bring you great content. I believe nobody's bigger than the star. So I'm holding everybody accountable. I root for players. I don't fall in love with players. And I'm going to give it to you straight up, no chaser. All right? Hope you guys have a great night. Y'all take care.